Hello guys, so it's now story time. So this story is about like a couple of years before when I passed my 10th and joined 11th class. I passed my 10th and left my hometown. I moved to another city and there I went like I started staying in a girls hostel. So there I will give you the outlay like here is the entrance and just above it there was balcony and in on the right side it was my room. On the left side there was one of my friend's room, a friend who became my friend after meeting at the hostel. So as you see that in this hostel we used to as like normal Indian kids, we were initially trying to be very focused, very good students, but after some times we became like the normal, like we were lagging everything. So we used to skip sleeping to watch movies, to talk for hours, to make fun, to joke around, talk about ghosts and everything. Okay, so this story is around that time only, and it's a very kind of a scary story. Like we didn't like. Let's get into it, and you will understand. So in the story, you will see that when my friend was like living in front of my room, like here is my room's door and here is her room's door. Okay, so I used to open my door, she was in front, and her room was bigger, so we used to mostly stay in her room. Okay, so she used to live with two of her seniors. Okay, and we were close with them too, so they used to share a room. Her was three-seater and it was a very big room, very big room, and mine was two-seater. It was big but not that big. Okay, so we used to stay there. So initially there was no problems. Okay, but slowly we started realizing that every time around 2 to 3, like 2 a.m. to 3 a.m, if we went to sleep, one of us, either me, either her, or her roommates, one of them will wake up always by hearing a anklet sound. Okay, so there was one another senior who was living next to my room. Okay, and she used to wear anklets, so we used to think it's her. Okay, but after some time she went home, so we thought that it won't happen again. But at that point, after she left, we used to hear this sound, and mostly out like in middle of my room and her room. So always like someone is walking here like this, and the ankle sound was very high. So first, like after some times, we thought that we should say this and talk about this to our warden. So we went and then we forced that warden to like check the cameras. So we asked him to check the cameras, and we kind of forced him. Yeah, we forced him. So yeah, he then checked the cameras. Okay, we checked like 2 to 3 days on fast forward, and there was no one. And we was kind of getting freaked out, but we were, you know how, like we were just making joke of it. Okay, so after that, like after some day, we were sleeping in her room. Okay, we used to just cuddle up, sleeping on each other, and like after watching movie we used to get tired and we all used to sometimes sleep together, even there was no space on the bed. And that day, she woke up. Okay, she woke up around 3 a.m. We went to sleep around 1 a.m, and then she woke up. Okay, my friend woke up, and when she woke up, she thought that she saw a big shadow. Okay, I'm getting goosebumps even when I'm saying this story. So she saw a big shadow. Okay, here is the ventilator. Okay, and she saw that a big shadows coming like this. Okay, there was a house next to our hostel, but the house was smaller. So even if they had a terrace, if anyone even stood there, it won't come to our room like that. Okay, but she, you know how it is, like she just closed her eyes and like put her hand on her eyes and like tried to ignore it. Okay, but it happened again next day. Okay, it was like next day I was sleeping in my own room and she was with her two roommates. She had two roommates, and then they was sitting like sleeping. Okay, so the first senior, she woke up. Okay, she woke up like she was crying. My friend woke up and she noticed that that our senior was crying. She was just crying, staring at the senior. That was very terrifying. Okay, then she asked that what happened, what happened, and the senior just cried, and then she was like, I saw the shadow. I saw a very big shadow. And they were like, it's nothing, it's nothing, it might be something you might have, you know, hallucinated. So but then again she was like, no, no, I saw it. Then I heard the anklet sound, and then at that same time there was this anklet sound. Okay, and the other senior, okay, I'm telling you, she just faked sleeping. She was like, she was terrified too, and she woke up. She saw that they both were trying to sleep. My friend and her roommate was trying to sleep, but they couldn't because the senior was crying. But this other senior, she just pretended to sleep because she was so scared. Okay, and there was actual anklet sounds going around. Okay, and then they also heard someone knocking their door. Okay, like we used to knock each other's door, but they were like yelling my name because they thought it might be me. So and the sound went to my room. Okay, her room is there, just like there is not much space, like enough just walking around space. So her noises came to my room, so I came out because I didn't hear any anklet sounds because I was not sleeping at that time. I was kinda in a very bad space that at that time, so I used to struggle to sleep a lot. And this is a story I will talk in some other video. So yeah, so I went, opened my door, and I went around, knocked, and what happened, Khushi. And she then, after 5 to 6 minutes, I had to wait, and then she opened the door, and she was like, we heard this. And I was like, no, there was nobody knocked. There was no, like, I didn't hear any sounds, because if somebody knocked their door, I used to hear it very clearly, and if someone knocked my door, they used to hear it very clearly. Okay, so then we were like, next day we all thought that next day we won't sleep and we will stay awake and we will look for it. So next day, yeah, we all stayed awake. Okay, and then we noticed that the sound was coming again, but it was not coming from our hallway. Okay, it was coming from outside our balcony to left, from the front house. Okay, and in the front house, it was kind of a like old house with that silver plating house. Yeah, and very empty. In the middle there was cows and all. So we peeked there. We sat down near the railing of the balcony, and we sat down. There was some seniors bed sheet spread around for drying up, and we just sat behind it and we just peeked. Okay, and then we saw an old woman walking around holding a lantern, and it was so terrifying because it was fucking 3 p.m. Yeah, no, 2:45 p.m. and she just walked around like this. Then there is a hallway, there is this way and it ends here. Okay, there is an end way here. She walked there, then she came back, then she went here, and then from here is an end, and then here, this is the way. Okay, but she stopped there, and then she came back again. She went there and she came back, and she went there, and then I don't know if she left because we couldn't see far from there. Okay, and we were so fucking scared. Okay, so we waited, And we asked about this to our uncle, like the warden, and he was like, no, you might have mistaken. We were like, I could have hallucinated, she could have hallucinated, but we all saw it. So how could it be like fake? Make it make sense. No, it didn't make sense. Okay, so now it's already messed up. And after that, like my friend, she was kind of very like, if someone was trying to, like mess with her brain, or like try to manipulate her, gaslight her, she was not taking all that kind of thing. She was way too straightforward, and she was blunt. She was also kind of rude. If someone called her, she would like cross limits, and she was very rude. So she directly went to him, and she was like, you hiding something from us? Did something happen here? Did something happen in my room? Because mostly it was happening in her room. Weird noises would come, and it was all scary and shit. So yeah, and we didn't get any, like nobody got hurt or anything. She used to get sick, but after that she her family is very religious. So after she came back from home, she was wearing something on her neck, and after that she stopped getting sick. But it was one of the most terrifying thing I witnessed firsthand. So yeah, so this was all, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and please ignore the background noises, because nobody gives me privacy here, and I'm trying to become a content creator, but they won't give me privacy and silence. Do you hear that? Yes, I'm so sorry for that.